Hey, Tony Gasson here. Now you gotta realize I do videos while I'm working out. Just so, remember, I gotta have a six-pack by my birthday, March 8th. So, and listen, I just said my birthday. Don't go looking up all that. Don't be trying to put all that horoscope and zodiac stuff on me. I'm a child of God. So I don't care what them people done wrote about a male born on March 8th. I'm a child of God. God break the mold. God do what he want to do. I don't fit inside of that. Don't box me in until I'm going in the ground. So don't write me about all that. Oh, you this and oh, you that, but all that zodiac and all that. No, I'm a child of God, first and foremost. Because you can read everything them people say that it is, and it might be a couple things, but that's on there. But all that right there, I ain't accepting no negativity, no bad stuff, none of that. Righteousness, child of God, pure. You hear me? That's what a renewed creature gonna do. So listen, what I want to talk to you about, something that just hit my heart, because at the end of my last video, I mentioned TonyGassonsAcademy.com. Now this is a place, I mentioned this, and I felt something in my spirit, and I felt bad that I mentioned it. And the reason why I felt bad is because there is this narrative that people who have a course are scam artists, and people who have a course are fake gurus and stuff like that. And this is what I want you to understand. There's nothing pure that the devil don't try to pervert. So when an online course, a book being written, a webinar, a seminar, it's nothing wrong with those things. Those things are to push people's lives forward. See, the problem is that wherever something is pure, wherever something has good intentions, the adversary is going to send his minions in to disrupt it and to destroy it and to give it a bad name. See, we have to normalize healthy success. We have to normalize legal success. Because see, we don't have a single problem with a rapper having $1 million worth of jewelry on, millions of dollars worth of cars, millions of dollars worth of clothes, millions of dollars worth of houses, and what's coming out of their mouth is destroying society. But we could see a healthy business, something that is positive, something that somebody is doing that is pushing people's lives forward, that is helping impact lives, helping change lives. And if that man or woman is rewarded for their sacrifice, for their diligence, for their service, now they're a scam artist. Now it's only for the money. Why is it that in our race, in the black race, because it's not the same in the white race. It's not the same in the white race. It ain't the same in the Asian race. We got to address what slavery has done. We got to address the crab in the barrel mentality. We got to address, why can we only be blessed if we do music, do sports, or we do gossip blogging? Why are those the only three areas that we don't question the success? Or if somebody do fraud, we'll let that go. Hey, the government don't love you, so I'm glad they doing tax fraud. Stick to the government. Get millions off them C's. I'm gonna use the C word right there now. Tax fraud, credit card fraud. We have people stealing They own people, social security number to do tax fraud, and stealing they own people credit cards to do fraud, and we'll be okay with that. We'll be okay with that. Oh, you was a scammer, and now you got a Lamborghini and a big house and a $500,000 worth of jewelry. Oh, okay, inspirational. Let me sign up on your membership program. Oh, you got a whole bunch. You got a face full of tattoos and some locks, and you charging thousands of dollars for a course. Oh, let me jump in that course. Oh, you used to be a stripper, and now you make millions. Oh, let me get in your business. But let it be, oh, you a pastor? And you got a Mercedes-Benz? Oh, you stealing money from the church. And see, people don't realize it's like this right here. And I'm going to touch on the church. I'm not a pastor. I don't take the donations. And yes, it's crooked pastors. But remember, what was created for purity, the church wasn't created crooked. The devil sent his minions in there and rose up crooked pastors. But it's honest pastors. But let me tell you how a nonprofit organization works. A nonprofit organization receives funds from private donations, meaning when you pay tithes, that's a private donation. And they receive federal money if they apply for it. Like Joe Osteen Church got $4 million or something from the PPP or from the SBA. So you can apply for a grant too as a church if you got a certain program that's serving the community. So think about this. If on a weekend, a church has, between their 3 services, they have 1,000 people come into that church. If all 1,000 people give an average of $100, that church has raised $100,000 on that Sunday. If they have 4 Sundays in a month, that's $400,000. To have 1,000 different people, they in a building that the mortgage is probably around $80,000 or the rent. So on that Sunday, it'll pay their mortgage. And then that other $20,000, they may put up in savings. The next Sunday is paying their keyboardist, their music director, assistant pastor. Is paying for the children's church. It's paying for the AC, the lights, the water, paying for the operations, the whole team, the whole staff. So if a church bring in $400,000 a month, that means they bring in $4.8 million a year. Now, do you know that in a nonprofit organization, the executive director can legally be paid up to 40% of the money that's brought in? So what that means is $480,000 times 4. So let's just say $500,000. That means up to $2 million. The pastor, who is the executive director, can be paid up to $2 million out of that $4.8 million. Now, he does not have to take that much. He don't have to, but the board votes on it. So if the board says, the pastor don't assign his own salary, the board has to vote and agree on it. Listen, Judas sold like Jesus. So just because a pastor got a board, don't mean everybody for him. Don't mean everybody want to see him flourish. And so the vote is anonymous. People don't know who voted what because they don't want nobody pinpointed and they want it to be fair. So if this church bringing in $5 million a year and the pastor is paid $1 million, what kind of car you got and how much do you make? So do you realize it's people who make $30,000 a year and drive a Mercedes-Benz? So if a pastor is being paid $500,000, do you know with $500,000 income, you could buy anything you want in the world? You could qualify for anything you want in the world. You could fly on a private jet at $500,000. You know why? Because I was flying private when I was earning $500,000. If you want to spend your money like that, you could fly on a private jet. If you want a jet car will cost you a minimum of $125,000 a year for a jet car. There's some jet cars that's $70,000 to $80,000, and that'll get you 12 hours of flying. If you fly from Florida to Georgia once a month, that's 1 hour or 2 hours. So that'll get you that $80,000 will get you through half of the year. So if a pastor makes $500,000, he could get a jet car and fly on a private jet for less than $100,000. And if somebody see him on that jet, oh, he's stealing money. Oh, he's stealing money. And so it's like, okay, why are we okay with a rapper who is poisoning the minds of our children, making tens of millions of dollars, but somebody who is inspiring and motivating people and leading people to Christ, they have to live in poverty? We want them to take the bare minimum and we want them to donate everything to charity, as if they're not donating their whole life to charity, all of their time to charity. Do you know pastors' kids, and this is why I can't be a pastor, do you know pastors' kids can't play travel sports? So their kids' destiny is derailed because the pastor cannot allow their kids to be in club sports, because club sports requires that you play on Saturdays and Sundays every weekend in the year almost. So the child will have to play every game without the mother and the father, or the church will only have the mother or the father in there, and one of the other people gone, but the couple is one. So the mama and the daddy want to be there on Sunday because they the pastors. So that means the kids got to be there. But that means that it's a whole lot that the kids can no longer do. So now this child's destiny has been stolen and has been put directly into ministry. When the child could have been called to become the next Simone Biles, and while she accepted her gold medal, she is giving praise to Jesus Christ. But because her mama and daddy are pastors, she cannot do gymnastics because gymnastics requires 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. They cannot miss church on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Bible study, Saturday service, Sunday service. So that child is in a church and she doing flips in the kids' care when she could be making millions of dollars one day and saying the name of Jesus Christ on the stage. A pastor got to sacrifice his whole family existence so that he could be a pastor. But yet the world wants every pastor to live in poverty, not realizing that me and my wife had a Mercedes-Benz when I was making $20,000 a year. If we see a pastor in a Mercedes, oh, he's stealing money. That's cheap. That ain't no expensive car. You could get, if he in an Escalade, you could get, and being that they pastors, they'll get in no money down. They'll get in at cost. They go to the local dealership, the dealership know him, they get a pastor the car for the amount that they paid. Some will give the pastor the Mercedes-Benz or the Escalade or the Range Rover for free. They'll give it to him for free. Because the owner of the dealership go to the church. But see, we'll look at stuff and we'll judge it. And we don't normalize healthy success. And that's what we have to do. We got to stop making people who making an honest living feel bad about making an honest living. Just because it's people in their industry that are dishonest. We got to stop that. Because I literally promoted a course and felt embarrassed, felt shame. Do you know for so many years, and still to this day, I'm promoting my course on this video, but I don't have a flyer made right now to promote the last day of the year sale on my Instagram page. Now I'm gonna go put it in my story after this because I'm saying it. But I didn't get a flyer made. And you know why? You can scroll down my page and you see more quotes and more of my family. Me quoting and serving the people. You'll see more quotes than you will me promoting my businesses. And the reason why is because I feel bad about promoting my business, because then my race will look at what I do and say he's doing it for the money. They won't look at the change that's happening. They won't listen to the message and what I'm actually saying. They will look at the fact that I have created business and I have built businesses, and they will say he is a scam artist because he make money. So if he talking about love and relationships, if he talking about motivation or inspiration, he's supposed to be broke, because otherwise you're a scammer. I remember one time, one of my clients said to me, how much even, like how does your wife have Chanel? Like, how much can a life coach make? A life coach can't make that much money if you only charge $100 an hour. I'm like, I'm a businessman. At that time, I got 13 companies. I got over 50 streams of income. You're trying to count my pockets. But the Lord blessed me. The Lord blessed me. And so this is one of the things, I say, you know what? I got a little small closet. It's a walk-in closet. But I can't go in there and do too much. I can sit down in the middle of it now. And I put my closet on my story the other day. And in my closet, it's Louis Vuitton, it's Dior, it's Cartier, it's Rolex, it's nice stuff in my closet. And you know, and I was posting that to give my wife some praise for redoing my closet and organizing my closet. I wanted to celebrate her because that took a lot of time. And I just did a quick little video. I ain't do no tour. I ain't do no, hey, this is this brand, this brand. I ain't do no bragging. I just say shout out to Cherie Gaston. And I did a quick little pan like this right here, posting in there. Now I got positive responses that said, oh, nice, great word, nice. But do you know, I did not want to post that. And I asked my wife, baby, you think it's all right if I post this? Because I did not want to hear people's mouth if they stopped it and paused it and zoomed in and saw something that's a designer brand. I didn't want to hear people's mouth. Oh, that's what you're pandering for. And so this the thing. I want you in your life. For one, this is how we're going to beat this. For one, don't be afraid to celebrate your success. Two, don't be afraid to promote your product. And three, don't knock nobody else on how blessed they are or how they make their money if you ain't gonna knock the people who doing it immorally or illegally. And if you knock the people who doing it immorally or illegally, you should not be knocking the people that's doing it legally and morally. And that's the one thing, because it is fundamentally flawed to believe that someone can serve the devil and have riches, and someone who serves and works for God is supposed to be flat broke. It's supposed to be struggling. It's not supposed to have nice things. That is fundamentally flawed. That is because you have to look at, it's not about God coming and being about designer. It ain't about that. But what it's about is, if you have a pure heart, if you're living a righteous lifestyle, if you have a motivated mindset, if you're not jealous and envious and coveting, all of that mean the same thing. If you're not backbiting, if you're not gossiping, if you're not lying, if you're not stealing, if you're not killing, if you're not misleading and deceiving and manipulating, if you're not doing those things, your heart is going to be pure. Your mind is going to be clear. And you're going to operate from a place of purity and clarity. And by operating from a place of purity and clarity, you're going to produce success. So when you live a pure or righteous lifestyle, the byproduct naturally is success. Whereas when you're doing things that are toxic or damaging or whatever to society, you actually should not be able to make good money. But that's what lets you know that the devil got his hand on this earth, because people who are destroying the minds of the youth with their music or their movies or their books or their voice or their art or whatever it is, those people are still becoming millionaires on earth. They're going to answer to God now, but on earth, they're being rewarded by their master. And God is not the master if what you're producing is not encouraging, uplifting, and leading people in the right direction. If what you're producing is encouraging people to fornicate, encouraging people to take lives, encouraging people to idolize, and to be caught up in idolatry, you got to answer to God for that. If what you're doing and how you make money is deceiving people and manipulating people and misleading people, you got to answer to God for that. Those people should not be able to make a good living, but they do. And then the people who honest, a lot of times struggling. Because a lot of times people don't want to support those that's honest because it look boring. It look too simple. It look too holy and righteous. It look too goody two shoes. So as humans, we rather support people who messy. We rather support people who doing the wrong thing. We rather support people who ain't living right and doing right. And see, we like to wallow in mess. We like to wallow in mess. And people want to have a little bit of ratchetness and a little bit of righteousness, and then look confused when their life not yielding the results that they want. You got to be hot or cold. You can't be lukewarm. The Bible says if you lukewarm, God will spit you out. You got to be hot or cold. So it's mind-boggling to me to see how we want to straddle the fence and not get split down the middle. It's mind-boggling to me to see how we want to be blessed and highly favored, but we want to wallow in mess. It don't work like that. You got to choose. You got to choose eventually. You can't be ratchet and righteous. You're gonna have to choose. If you want the result. Now you're gonna get results. You're gonna get results being ratchet. You're gonna get results being a scammer. You're gonna get results. It just ain't gonna be longevity with it. It ain't gonna be peace with it. It ain't gonna be real prosperity with it. It ain't gonna be God's favor with it. But it'll pay bills. It'll pay bills now. Don't doubt that now. But if you want longevity, if you want your eternity to be secured, if you want peace of mind, you're gonna have to do right. You're gonna have to get right. So listen, I'm gonna take the brunt for us. Now I can kind of do this because I'm not a pastor and I don't ask for donations. I don't have an offering plate. So people gonna judge pastors regardless of what a pastor does. But I'm not a pastor. I'm a minister, but I'm not a pastor of a church in the four walls taking up offering with a nonprofit organization. I got a nonprofit organization. I could raise funds for my nonprofit organization, but I'm not in that season in my life yet. And so listen to me. I'm gonna take the brunt for the people that's living right, for the people that's doing right, for the people that want to earn a healthy living as an author, as a life coach, as a speaker, as a mentor, as a consultant, as a nonprofit director, for the people that still want to have a healthy and abundant living, and you want to be able to celebrate your success, celebrate your wins, not showing off, not bragging, but being an inspiration for those who look up to you, for those who look like you, for those who coming behind you. I'm finna open the door. I'm finna open the door. And you're going to see me and my family living a blessed life. You're going to see us blessed, going and coming, so that you know that God got you too. That you don't just got to be, it ain't the people who are in open marriages and living all kind of ways that's winning. That the people who still conservative, the people who are traditional, the people who old school, or whatever you want to call it, could win too. The people who is keeping their marriage between them two can win too. The people who raising their kids without secular music can win too. The people who are Christian and serving God can win too. You're going to see it. And if you don't like to see it, close your eyes. God bless you. But it's a movement that's getting ready to happen. And that people are going to be blessed on earth as in heaven. That's what the Bible says. You will receive the desires of your heart. And even in your storms, even in your trials, even in tribulation, there will be a way of escape, and peace will abound. You will have a peace that passes all understanding. And that's what you got to realize. But we're getting ready to win in 2022. We're getting ready to go to a whole nother level. And we putting the devil on notice. Oh, we winning now, boy. We coming for you, boy. Oh, yeah. It's a real matchup now. Spiritual warfare. You ain't winning every battle. And you ain't going to win the war. God got us. Hey, this is Tony Gasson. God bless you. We'll talk soon.